Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Power Up Gamers. I'm Driven D&D, the Disabled or DM, and I am pleased to be bringing back the DM's Crutch, my weekly series where I answer questions or talk about different RPG topics. We have recently set up a new production schedule, so the DM's Crutch is going to be every Sunday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So today's video, I'm going to be talking about how I select players, whether it's for a one-shot or a campaign session. Now, normally I keep 4 to 5 spots open for players. I prefer 4, but run with as many as 5 players. And I divide these spots up. Unless I'm having a guest player, and then I don't include in these 5 spots. Normally, I keep 2 to 3 spots for my regular players who play in a lot of my one-shot and campaigns. And it's because I kind of know how they work, or I know the kind of characters they'll usually bring to the table. I know that they can work with just about any player or as a group. So having that 2 to 3 spots for my regular players really gives me a solid foundation. Then and I have one spot I try to include people I played with before or that have played in my one-shots, but they don't play very often. And so they're not quite in with the regular players. And then I try to keep one spot for someone who's never been in one of my sessions or someone that is new to tabletop RPGs. So that's kind of how I divide up the spots. And there's some things I look for player-wise that helps me to kind of pick my players as the first things kind of reliability and commitment. If they say they're going to be there, have they already shown up? To me, that's important because I don't want to be sitting there reserving a spot for a player and then at the last minute be ready to run the session and they either don't show up at all or they tell us like 5 minutes before. That kind of puts a burden on me as DM to kind of fill that spot at last moment's notice. Yes, I know real life happens and sometimes it can't be avoided, but I look for people who are pretty reliable and they show up 99% of the time when they say they will. Now, that's probably the biggest quality I look for in a player. And its quality is how well they will work with the other players and me as a DM, personality-wise. Do they fit in with us? If it's not someone that I wouldn't hang out with as a friend, and chances are in the majority of the groups and sessions I run, they won't fit in really good. And sometimes I can tell this right off the bat. Sometimes it takes me getting to know the person. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's kind of getting a feel for how they are as a player and a person, and then comparing it to the other personalities of the other group members. And if you have a pretty good idea that they will fit it in together, regardless of what characters they're playing, you should have a good time, which is what it's all about. So those are my two key factors that I look for. Then I have a couple minor ones that I look for, such as preparation. Do they come to the session ready to play? Do they have the character sheet done and ready to go? Oh, things of that nature. Do they have the dice on hand and are using a digital roller? By being prepared like that, it saves a lot of time, even though I normally give the first 15 minutes to half hour to the players to kind of hang out and get caught up on how everyone's doing and things like that. After being prepared and actually getting into the session, I kind of watch how players play the characters. Are the characters working well with the group? Are they being disruptive? Do they have a lot of background noise going on and constantly forget to mute the mics? Things like that. And I watch to see who the players are that are high quality role players who really immerse themselves in the characters. It's because as a DM, for me, that is the group I want to play with. It's the best of the best who don't break immersion very often, and regardless of what group you have, it's gonna happen. But I look for people who are in character most of the time. I'm focused on what's going on in the session, know what the characters can and can't do, and just have a good time with it. So that's pretty much what I have for how I select players. It's pretty simple, all stuff. And I do try to rotate people in and out and give them chances. It's because we all have bad nights and bad days. It's we're not on the top of our game. And so, just because a player has one bad night, and a session just isn't as best as they can make it, doesn't mean they'll never get into another one-shot or campaign, but and I look for the continuance, the long term. Are they constantly on top of the game? Things like that. And those are the players that tend to get into my one-shots and campaigns the most. So with that, I hope all my viewers enjoyed this DM's Crutch, and I look forward to having in the comments. And until next time, may the dice always roll in your favor.